You can cheer everyone else on, but when good things happen to you, you feel guilty or awkward. This is why celebrating yourself feels so strange. There's something quietly painful about achieving something real, something you worked hard for, and feeling almost nothing inside. Not numbness exactly, more like a strange discomfort, like the moment is too big and you're too small to stand inside it comfortably. You watch other people receive compliments and smile easily. They say thank you without shrinking. That feels like a foreign language to you. It's not that you don't care about your wins. It's not that you're ungrateful. It's not even that you don't believe in yourself. It's something deeper, something that lives beneath the surface, underneath the logic, underneath what you consciously tell yourself about who you are. On the outside, you show up, you perform, you deliver. People see someone capable, someone consistent, someone who handles things. But on the inside, there's a quiet voice that immediately begins to subtract, to minimize, to find the flaw hiding inside the achievement. You finish something hard, and your first thought isn't pride. It's relief that nobody noticed the parts you almost got wrong. That contrast between who people see and what you privately feel is one of the most exhausting, invisible experiences a person can carry. And it raises a question worth sitting with slowly. When did celebrating yourself start to feel like something you weren't allowed to do? Most people assume this is about low self-esteem. They think the fix is simply believing in yourself more. But that framing misses something important. This isn't a confidence problem wearing a simple costume. This is a nervous system pattern that was built over time for very real reasons. Your brain learned early that staying small was safer, that drawing attention to yourself, even positive attention, carried some kind of invisible risk. Maybe praise was followed by pressure. Maybe someone made you feel like celebrating meant you were getting ahead of yourself, becoming too much. Maybe you watched others get criticized for their pride and quietly decided humility was armor. Staying modest meant staying protected from the fall. At first, it was just a habit, a social behavior, a way of navigating rooms and relationships without creating friction or envy around you. Then it became identity. You stopped separating the behavior from the self. Minimizing your wins wasn't something you did. It became something you were. Eventually, even in private with no audience, no social pressure, no one watching you, still couldn't let yourself fully feel the good things. That's the moment it stops being performance and starts being a cage. One you built so gradually you forgot you were building it at all. Think about the last time something genuinely good happened to you. A promotion, a kind word, a goal quietly reached after months of effort. Notice what your body did, not your thoughts, your body. Did you exhale and soften, or did something tighten? Did you immediately look for the catch? That tightening is not a character flaw. It is a learned physiological response. Your nervous system flagging joy as something unfamiliar, therefore something uncertain. The body doesn't always know the difference between danger and discomfort. And for many people, being celebrated simply feels deeply, genuinely uncomfortable. This is where it gets layered, because there are several forces running underneath this pattern, and they don't all come from the same place. One layer is about worthiness, a quiet, rarely spoken belief that good things need to be fully earned before they can be felt without guilt. Another layer is relational, a fear that celebrating yourself will change how others see you. That joy, expressed openly, invites jealousy, judgment, or eventual loss. There is also a layer of identity protection. If you never claim your wins loudly, you can never be accused of arrogance. Safety through invisibility. And underneath all of that, sometimes, is grief. Grief for a younger version of yourself who celebrated freely once and learned somehow that it cost too much. These layers don't announce themselves. They just quietly shape the way you receive good news, hold compliments, and shrink inside moments made for expansion. And the strange thing is, none of this makes you broken. It makes you someone who adapted, quietly and cleverly, to an environment that required it. Adaptation is not weakness, it is intelligence. Your nervous system found a strategy that worked, and it held onto that strategy loyally, faithfully, too long. The problem isn't that you learned to stay small. The problem is that the lesson outlived the classroom. You're still following old rules in new rooms. And those old rules show up in subtle, almost invisible ways that most people around you would never notice, but you feel constantly, exhaustingly clearly. You deflect compliments with humor. You follow good news with a disclaimer. You say, "It wasn't that hard," before anyone has the chance to disagree. You downplay in real time, almost automatically, like a reflex. Someone praises your work, and your mouth is already forming the correction before your mind catches up. And afterward, in the quiet, you don't feel relieved. You feel a little hollow, like you gave something away that you were supposed to keep. That hollowness matters. It's information. It's the part of you that knows the minimizing isn't honesty, it's a habit dressed up as humility. Because real humility doesn't require you to erase yourself. Real humility is knowing your value clearly and choosing gentleness in how you carry it. What you've been practicing isn't humility, it's self-abandonment with a socially acceptable name, and it costs more than most people realize over time. The inner conflict this creates is slow and wearing. You want to feel proud, you want to receive well, but something keeps intercepting the signal. You overthink the moment someone celebrates you. You wonder what they want. You wonder if it's real. You wonder if you're being set up somehow. Even joy becomes a thinking problem. Your mind turns warmth into a puzzle, and by the time you've figured it out, the moment has already passed. This is what chronic self-minimizing eventually produces. Not peace, not safety, but a kind of emotional isolation that looks fine from the outside. People think you're modest. They don't know you're lonely inside your own victories, that you've never quite let yourself stand fully inside a good moment. And here is where something important needs to be said clearly, gently, without pressure. This pattern is not your fault. It was never about weakness. You learned what you learned in the environment you were given. The nervous system does not judge. It only protects. It only ever tried to help. But now you're in different rooms, with different people. And some of those people genuinely mean it when they say your work was worth something. The practice, and it is a practice, not a switch, is learning to stay in the room when good things arrive, instead of immediately shrinking away. It starts impossibly small, not with grand declarations, not with performing confidence you don't feel yet, just with pausing before the reflex takes over. Someone says, "Well done." Before your mouth forms the disclaimer, you pause, you breathe. You let the words exist in the air for one full moment. That pause is everything. It interrupts the old pattern. It creates a tiny space where something new can eventually, slowly, carefully begin to grow. Over time, that pause becomes a breath. That breath becomes a quiet thank you. That thank you becomes something that doesn't feel like lying anymore. You don't have to announce yourself to the world. You don't have to perform joy loudly. You just have to stop interrupting your own quiet moments of arrival, because you've been arriving for a long time, quietly, consistently, without celebration. And some part of you is tired of walking into rooms and pretending you weren't even invited. You were invited. You earned the seat. And the discomfort you feel when someone points that out is not evidence that they're wrong about you. It is only evidence of how long you've been telling yourself a smaller story. And smaller stories, told long enough, start to feel like the only truth. They are not the only truth. They are just the oldest one. And old truths can be gently, carefully, without violence, set down and left behind. Not all at once, not in one revelation, but in small moments, repeated slowly, until your nervous system begins to learn that being seen is survivable. That joy is not a trap. That pride is not arrogance. That receiving warmth openly is not the same as losing the humility you've worked so hard to hold. You can be both, grounded and celebrated, humble and fully present inside your own good moments. These things were never actually opposites. So the next time something good happens, and it will try not to leave the room before it's over, stay. Just for a moment. Let it be real. You've spent so long being someone others could count on. It might finally be time to become someone you can also, quietly, celebrate.